Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna make a quick video because of so many things that were happening this week. I'm like, I really need to talk about how important book smart and street smarts are. If you click on this channel because you're trying to figure out, well, what does street smart have to do with my book smart or vice versa, or how can I use my current street smarts that I have? If you're looking to utilize those skills to go to the next level in your career, in your life, in your business, this is the video for you. So we live in a world where when people see that you have a PhD or like a master's degree or like a bachelor's from like these Ivy League schools, or just in general, if you're educated, people think like, oh my God, you're gonna make it in life, you're going to excel, you're gonna be successful. And that's not really what it is, right? It does not matter if you have a PhD with all honors from Stanford. The world does not care about that. It's biblically written and proven in Ecclesiastes, where it's not the hard worker that's successful. It's not the most educated person that's successful. Success comes from you being at the right place at the right time. So with that, I wanted to emphasize the importance of having that book smart and that street smart. Street smarts, in another word, is practical experience, real world experience. I'll give you an example of a situation where someone I know was having like financial issues, right? And they were about to get their lights cut off and they owed about like $2,000. And I'm like, it was a really weird situation with this person. So they consulted another person that was their superior, and that person's like, yeah, write them a letter and just telling them to do things that's not practical, okay? Again, practicality comes from having that real life experience that a classroom is not gonna give you. I don't care what you think about it, it's not gonna happen. This is the reason why when you become a medical doctor or like a lawyer or a nurse or anything that requires you to work physically or have practical experience, there's practicums. Also situations where you would have to do on-site training. That's why there's residency programs and fellowship programs for medical doctors, because a classroom can only teach you so much. Real life experience is what gives you more of a bang for your life and career. Referring back to the scenario with this person that I know, she was told to write a letter and she just knew like, that doesn't really sound like it's gonna help. So she came to me and asked me, I said, that is not what you do. That's not what you do. I told her exactly what to do. I said, you call the company, you speak to a human immediately, and you try to figure out if there is some type of payment plan or hardship option that they can provide. Because if you mail a letter or email them, who knows where it's going? This needs immediate rectifying, and that's what we did. She ended up calling. She came back a couple of days later saying, my bill's only $150 now because of you. I bet it is. I bet it is. That comes from having practical experience and street smarts. That's why I really need to emphasize this to people. You have to make sure that you have street smarts along with your education. When you're in a meeting, when you're with decision makers, when you're in your corporate job or in a business setting, it's not E equals MC squared or the derivative of 25 that's going to land a deal for you. It is your negotiation skills, your soft skills, your confidence, your character, and all of these come not from you sitting in a classroom, because technically, and I actually read this in the book called The Success Secrets from the Bible, technically those people that are actually academics and they spend their entire life in school, they're actually socially awkward, right? They have a hard time mingling with society because they're so used to their books and their computers, they haven't really got out to explore. And that's not who you want to be. I feel like, again, this channel is all about balance. And I teach you how to use balance to get the things that you want in life. And you have to have that balance. And you need to also be able to identify when people are taking advantage of you. You need to be able to identify when people are trying to milk the system and you're catching on. If you're a business owner and you have employees or managers or clients that are trying to take advantage of the services you're offering or your kindness, you need to be able to identify that. You need to be able to identify these issues immediately to rectify them. And usually having practical street experience is what will help you. In addition to being able to identify when certain things are happening, you also need to be able to make decisions without emotions being involved. And as a decision maker, you can't really look at things black and white. There needs to be space and gray area in between so that you can evaluate all aspects. What that means is if you are a business owner, if you're a day trader, if you're an entrepreneur, you're an employee, you have a career, whatever it is you're doing, if there's a decision that requires you to put your 2 cents in, you cannot rely on others. You need to be able to look at things from a logical standpoint, practical standpoint, and also a standpoint that's operationally beneficial to whatever it is you're involved in. In order to have a well-rounded approach in life, whether it's career, business, or relationship, having both is beneficial and essential to you. Problem solving. Problem solving is another skill that I believe not only book smarts gives you, but that practical street smart experience. Whenever there's a problem presented to you, you need to be able to have various resolutions and set solutions for this problem. And having that experience will be able to help you make decisions quicker and more practically and logically. Analytical knowledge and theoretical skills or knowledge is what a bulk of education will give you. Education will help you have credibility in this world. So you can have that piece of paper that shows like, hey, I completed this task and I accomplished this goal and I've made it. It's credibility, your accolades. Having that analytical skills. Can you analyze data? Can you tell me what meiosis and meiosis are in biology? I mean, there's so many different variances involved with having analytical skills. And those are all great. Those are all fine to have. But in the real world, we need both. We need to have both to become strong leaders, to have strong businesses. And those are the things that actually set people apart. There are people who have a PhD and they're still driving Uber. And there are people who have bachelor's degrees or even no education, and they're on top. They're on top in that corporate ladder, or they have successful businesses, or they're doing something that someone with a college degree was promised that they can have with this education, but that person decided to use their practical experience. So overall, I just wanted to really highlight that the most successful people, and this is proven, the most successful people in the world have both street smart and book smart. It's really rare for you to find a multi-millionaire with a PhD, unless he started a tech company or created some type of software, right? It's really hard to find people who are highly educated and financially successful. You can be highly educated and have a great life where you make a good living, and also success is in the eye of the beholder. But when it comes to magnifying and measuring your success in terms of financial well-being, it's typically those people that incorporate education and practical skills into their lives that are the most successful in this world. And I really wanted to emphasize that because there's so many things that happened to me this week, and I'm like, God, I was only able to make it out of this situation because I have street smarts. Like, if I was just one of those people that's all about academia, like I would be probably like in a hole right now. But my videos resonate with you guys. Whatever I go through, whatever people around me go through, whatever I experience, I try to format it in a way where it can be a lesson learned and it can be a learning opportunity for my viewers. And I want my viewers to be able to cultivate their practical knowledge along with their educational knowledge, so you can combine the best of both worlds, and it'll be a fantastic force, right? If you have both on your end, and you'll go a lot further in life. So how do you get street smarts? How do you get practical experience? You go out into the real world, into the nitty gritty. You can't sit in your office every day. You can't hide behind a book all the time. You need to be able to really go out into the streets, volunteer at homeless shelters, volunteer at soup kitchens, go out and drive around in neighborhoods that you probably would never ever go to. Really start to speak to people, see how they live. Be open to having friends that don't have the same views as you. They may not have the same political outlook as you. They may have been raised on the completely opposite side of town. Engage with these people, talk to them about their life experiences instead of reading about them. We live in a world where everyone's just reading and reading about different things. They're looking at the statistics, the data. Have you spoke to people that actually have lived through this? Have you brought people into your life so you can learn more about them, learn more about their upbringings? These are the practices that will give you that street smarts, that understanding, that empathy that you need to become a leader in this world. That is what I wanted to just quickly chat about today. I feel like just having both is what got me so far in my life now, and just being able to have common sense. Street smarts gives you common sense, and a lot of people lack that. I know, I hate that I have to say it, but it's the truth. A lot of people lack common sense, and that's because there's no thinking outside of the box. And you are only able to think outside of the box, have that common sense, and really execute through life when you have education and you have that street smarts, because practical experience and practical knowledge is what will help you go to the next level in whatever it is you're trying to do, whether it's marriage, business, career, relationships, it doesn't matter. You need to be well-rounded, because when you have that well-rounded approach in life, things become easier. You can maneuver through life and your confidence is higher. It's my little tip on how utilizing both street smarts and book smarts will help you elevate your life and go to the next level. I'm a firm believer in relying on practical knowledge and educational knowledge. That's the number one key here. That's my tip for you guys today. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and share. Bye.